Hello and welcome to your mat. My name is Stacey, and today I'll be guiding you through a gentle yoga practice that's accessible to all levels. Modify however you see fit, skip any postures that are not working for you, and always let your body be your ultimate guide. For today's class, you'll want to have with you a yoga block. It is not necessary, but it is something that you may find helpful. A yoga strap may also benefit you in your practice, but is not a requirement. Go ahead and get whatever it is that you need to find comfort as you land on your back in Shavasana. And as you come to find your way onto your back, slide your hands and feet a little bit wider away from you. Create some space in your body. Allow the limbs to grow heavy. Slide your shoulder blades beneath you, creating a sense of openness through the chest. And gently tuck your chin in towards you, lengthening up the back of your neck. Start to take a few slow breaths in and out through your nose. Allow your belly to rise and fall with every breath. Give yourself permission to take up space in the room you've chosen for your practice with every breath in. With every breath out, really sink heavily into that space. Using your breath and the weight of your body to really ground you in this moment of time. And you create a little bit of space between your teeth, relaxing your jaw and allowing your tongue to fall away from the roof of your mouth. With the body in stillness, start to turn your gaze over to the right, bringing the right ear down towards the mat. You can play with the height of your chin, drawing it closer to your shoulder or a little bit further away. Just see where it feels best. Bring your gaze back through center and over to the left. Continue to fill your belly with every breath. And then draw your gaze back through center. Begin to awaken the rest of your body by wiggling your fingers and toes. Find some gentle rotations through your wrists and ankles in both directions. Slide your feet together at the bottom of your mat. Keep your left leg extended long. Start to bend through the right knee, bringing the sole of your right foot onto the floor. The left heel still resting on your mat. Draw your left toes towards your face for a deep flex in your ankle. Your right knee is bent. You're going to start to tip over onto the pinky toe edge of the right foot. Bring the sole of your right foot onto your inner left leg. That can be up at your thigh, it can be down by your knee or even your calf. You're working towards sending the right knee down towards your mat. If you find there's a really big gap there, you can start to send your foot closer towards your ankle. Or you can fill that space with a block or pillow if you have one. Wherever your body is in this position, see if you can send the left hip into your mat at the same time pressing the right knee down towards the floor. Stay active through your left leg. Keep your left toes pulled towards your face. And just keep breathing. Encouraging the outer left hip into your mat. We're not just becoming passive in this pose. See if you can stay working through your left hip and right knee. Keeping that sense of openness to the front of your pelvis, your hips and inner right thigh. From here, we're going to start to reach the arms up overhead. They're still resting on the floor. You can have as much or as little bend in the elbows as you need to allow the arms to rest softly on the ground. Keep that four shape of your legs, the tree pose in your legs. Equal weight left and right hips. Find some length. Take a big breath in, lengthening from your fingers to the left heel. As you exhale, soften into your mat. Inhale, big breath in. And exhale to soften. One more time, big breath in, find some length. And exhale to soften. Keep your lower body just as it is. Hips stay centered. We're going to start to walk the upper body towards the top left corner of your mat. So you're still in that four shape with your legs. Keep pressing the right knee down into the floor or into your prop. It's okay if the right knee doesn't touch the floor. It's just the direction that you're sending it without lifting your left hip. Keep sliding your upper body over to the left until you start to feel a stretch up your right side body. You can keep your hands up overhead, or you can bring the left arm down at your left side. Maybe walking your left fingertips down your left leg. Breathe as much length as you can into the right waist, the right ribs. Find your way back through center with the upper body. With or without the help of your hand, draw the right knee up through center. And in towards your belly, taking hold the back of the right thigh, or interlacing your fingers around your right knee. We're still long and active through the left leg, creating length with every breath in. With each breath out, the belly softens, creating space for your right knee to hug in just a little bit more. Keep breathing deep into your belly. So much so that as you breathe in, it starts to press the right knee away from you. And then create that little bit of space on the exhale for the right knee to hug inwards, emptying your lungs completely. Take a few gentle rotations with the right knee. Long circles in the right hip joint. Remaining as stable and still through the left side as you can. We're not swaying side to side. Circle the opposite direction. As you come through the center, pause. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, find a twist. Send your right leg across your body over to the left. You're going to feel the right hip lift up off of the mat. You can stack your hips one on top of the other. Option if you have a block or a pillow nearby, you can slide that beneath the right knee for support. Release your right arm at your side. Let your gaze be up at the ceiling or over to the right. Send your breath deep into your lower right belly. And let your gaze come back through center first. The right knee will follow. Hug your right knee in towards you. With the right knee drawn in, bring the sole of the left foot onto the floor. Extend the right foot up towards the ceiling and turn the toes to the right side of the room. Bend your right knee, bring the pinky toe edge of your right foot onto your left thigh, creating a figure 4 shape with our legs for reclined pigeon pose. Start by evening out the weight distribution between your two hips. Oftentimes here the left hip tries to lift up. Can you press it down into the mat? Send your right knee away from your shoulders as you press down firm through the left hip. We're looking to feel a stretch into the outer hip and glute if you're not quite feeling it yet. You can draw your left knee in towards your left shoulder, maybe taking hold of the back of the left thigh. We're holding on to the left thigh here so that you can direct it in towards your shoulders, leaving the right knee free to move towards the bottom of your mat, away from the right shoulder. If you notice that your shoulders are lifting up off of the mat, see if you can send them back down, even if that means you're not pulling your left knee in quite as far towards you. In those cases, it may be helpful if you have a strap as part of your practice. You can use that between your hands to create some space and some length to your arms. Play with the weight, left and right hips. See where you feel the stretch most. And let your left foot find the floor. The right foot will join it. And extend your legs long to the bottom of your mat. Take a mini shavasana here. Without judgment, without attachment. Just doing a gentle scan of your body, noticing any subtle changes from one side to the other. We'll slide our feet once again together at the bottom. The right leg this time will stay extended long with a deep flex in your ankle. Start to bend the left knee, bring the sole of your left foot onto the floor. We're going to tip over onto the pinky toe side of the left foot. Bring the sole of the left foot to the inside of the right leg, as if you're showing the inseam of your left pant leg to the sky, for reclined tree pose. Just take a minute here to shift through the hips, making sure there's even weight on both sides, and that they're equal distance from your shoulders. Oftentimes the left hip likes to creep up towards the shoulder here, so send it back towards the bottom of your mat. Option 2, use a block beneath the left knee so that you have something to press into. Or you can just slide your left foot further down your leg until the floor is closer to you. You can soften your gaze, maybe close the eyes completely. Without trying to change its rhythm or its rate, simply become aware of the body breathing. Keep that same shape in your legs as you start to reach the arms up overhead, allowing them to rest softly on the mat. With a big breath in, welcome length through your entire body, stretching from the right heel to your fingertips. Keep pressing down through the left knee. Exhale to soften. Big breath in, full body stretch. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, big stretch here. Exhale, let that go. The legs will stay in that tree pose. And we're going to start to walk the upper body to the top right corner of your mat. The hips are staying centered. The right foot stays in the center. It's just the upper body sliding over to the right here. Keep the left knee reaching down towards the floor. An option to bring your right fingertips down towards the right leg, maybe walking it a little bit further down your leg as you go deeper into your side body stretch. Make sure that the left shoulder is still pressing into the mat as well. We're not lifting up the side of our chest. Send your breath into the left waist, the left ribs, creating a sense of expansion with every breath in, and welcoming softness with every breath out. One last breath here. And find your way back through center. And draw your left knee up through the midline and in towards your belly. Take hold of the back of your left thigh, or interlace your fingers around the left knee, coming into wind relieving pose. Just check in on your right leg, noticing if the right toes have started to fall over to the side. Can you draw them back through center? Sometimes we focus so much on the particular stretch that we're working towards that we forget about the rest of our body. Stay tuned into your entire body and the breath as it moves through it. If it helps, you can focus on lengthening from the right heel to the top of the head, just like we did in that full body stretch. With every breath in, create that distance, some length. Every breath out, you soften, hug the left knee in a little bit closer to you. Staying focused on the breath will allow you to be a little more present in the current moment. And will limit how often your mind starts to wander. An option to take a few circles with the left thigh. In both directions. Pause in your center. Lengthen first. Slow exhale brings you into your twist. Option to use a block or pillows beneath the left leg. Stack your left hip on top of the right if that's accessible to you. You can gaze in whichever direction feels best. Find your way back through center slowly. The left knee stays hugged in. Bring the sole of the right foot onto the floor. Reach your left leg up towards the sky. Your left toes are going to point to the left side of the room first, and then bend at the ankle, or rather bend at the knee. Bring the left foot onto your right thigh, squeezing the pinky toe edge of your foot into the right thigh and the right thigh into your pinky toe edge. The sole of your left foot is going to point to the right side of the room. Keep it pointing in that direction as you start to send the left knee towards the bottom of your mat away from your shoulders. Try not to buckle through your ankle. You can have your arms resting at your sides. You can start to draw the right knee in towards you, taking hold of the back of the right thigh, or you can use a strap if you happen to have one. You can also bring your right foot to stand on a block instead if you haven't a strap. As much as the right knee draws in towards you, the left knee continues to reach away. And all four corners of your pelvis are pressing into the mat. Maybe playing with the weight on the left and right hip. See where you feel the stretch most. And pausing there. Right foot lowers down onto the mat. The left foot joins it. Take a gentle rock of the knees from side to side. Pause in your center, reach your right arm up overhead, and roll over onto your right side body. You can draw your knees in towards your chest, rounding through your back body. A few deep breaths in and out through your nose, filling your back body with breath. Just the same as you allowed your belly to expand. You welcome space into your back body. The ribs, the waist. The backside of your pelvis and hips. When you feel ready in your own time, we're going to find our way up to a tabletop position. So as you come into your tabletop, you want your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. A few sways from side to side. Sending one shoulder to your hip and then the other. Just releasing through the back of your neck, let your head fall heavy. Land in the center. We'll move through cat and cow. Take a big breath in, lift your tailbone first, let your belly drop. Pull your heart forward, lift it up as you gaze up. On the exhale, scoop your tailbone beneath you. Start to round through the spine as you hollow out your chest and look to your belly. Inhale, cow pose, lifted tailbone. Heart pulls forward and lifts up. Exhale for cat, scoop the tailbone, rounded back, chin to chest. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale for cat. 3 more, follow your own rhythm of breath. No rush to get there, but when you finished your 3, just landing in a neutral spine. Let your big toes come to touch, the knees go wide apart. Send your hips back towards your heels for a child's pose. Allowing your forehead to come down towards the mat. You can also place it onto a block or a pillow if the floor is a little too deep for you. Slide your fingertips away from your body and press them firmly into the mat. Lengthen through the spine. With every breath out, allow your hips to grow a little bit heavier towards your heels. They do not have to touch. Rise back up through tabletop. Bring the shoulders over your wrists. Walk the knees back a couple of inches for a modified plank. Big breath in, lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, start to slowly bend your elbows. Don't let the shoulders cave inwards. Keep them drawn back. Lower down onto your belly. The shoelace side of your feet are pressing into the mat. Reach through your big toes as you press down through all 10 toenails. Palms of your hands are on the floor gently beneath the shoulders. The elbows squeeze in towards your ribs and back towards your heels. Gaze stays down at the mat. Press once again through the tops of your feet. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Moving into a baby cobra here. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Collarbones, 1 or 2 ribs comes off the floor. Keep pressing through the tops of your feet. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Option to bring a little bit of weight into the hands here. Press through the hands, maybe lifting yourself up a little bit higher. Straightening the arms to the best of your ability. For many, that may be down here. Keep pressing into the big toes here. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Find your height. Maybe you pause at the baby cobra. Maybe you straighten your arms, pull the heart forward, lift it up. Keep pressing through your feet. Active legs here. Exhale to lower. One last time. Lengthen and lift. This time we're going to hold the pose for a few more breaths, so choose your own height. Keep the shoulders away from the ears, chest is open. Any discomfort in the low back, please come out. One more big breath in. Exhale to lower. Press through the palms, come up through tabletop. Send your hips back, take a child's pose. You can have as much or as little space between the legs as you like. Allowing the forehead to come to rest on something. And if the knees are narrow, option to bring your fingertips towards the back of the mat behind you, reaching for your toes. Releasing through the shoulders, let them fall towards the mat. Feel your entire back body expanding in all directions. And reach your hands back out in front of you. Rise up through table. A little sway from side to side. And then we'll come to find a comfortable seated position. And as you come to land in a comfortable seat, we're just going to take a few circles with the upper body. In one direction, and then the other. If the legs are crossed, cross in the opposite direction. Sit up nice and tall. We're going to take a big breath in, reach the fingertips out to the sides and up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands to your heart, press the palms firmly together, elbows reach to the sides of the room. Big breath in, reach up high. Exhale, hands to heart, press those palms firmly together, active arms here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. 3 more. Landing with your hands at your heart for a full cycle of breath. Extend your legs long in front of you. Be giving the legs a little wiggle, drawing circles with your toes in both directions. Bend through the right knee, bring the sole of the right foot onto the floor with the left leg still extended long. Open up the right knee to the right side of the room and bring the sole of the right foot onto the left thigh. So very similar to the recline tree pose that we took. You can have the right heel close to your pelvis, or you can slide it down towards the ankle a little bit. Sometimes I find with knee discomfort, it feels good to place something under the knee for some support. Start to turn to face the center. So our chest is in line between the right knee and left, not over top any one particular. Big breath in, reach up overhead. And as you come through center, we're going to fold forward. Keep pressing the left hip back and down into the mat. You can have the fingers interlaced, or you can bring them down onto the mat. Really think about leading through the heart, bringing it forward and down, rather than trying to touch your forehead to the floor. Our tendency here is to come into a cat-like back. We want to work towards a neutral spine, so if you're to focus on coming into a cow-like back, you'll probably be a little bit closer to the neutral than you will to a cow back. Watch for any discomfort in the low back. Please come out at any time. We're going to start to walk the fingertips over towards the left leg, framing it with the fingertips. Lift up through the heart and reach it towards the left ankle. Without actually moving the left heel, slide your left hip towards the back of the mat as if you're trying to drag your left heel across the mat. Looking for a stretch at the back of the left leg. Walk the fingertips back through center. Rise up all the way. Turn to face your left leg. We're going to pick up the right foot and bring the pinky toe edge of the right foot onto the left thigh. Very similar shape with the legs, but now the right foot is on top of the left thigh for a seated pigeon pose. Pressing firmly through the left hip, we're not tipping onto the right side. Sitting up tall, you can use your fingertips behind you to lengthen through your spine. And if you're feeling a stretch already, stay right here. If you'd like to go deeper, you can start to bend your left knee as well. Bring the sole of your left foot onto the floor. Fingertips can be behind you. The closer your left heel is to your pelvis, the more of a stretch you'll be feeling here. So to ease off, you can slide the left leg away. It's very easy to start to sling it back into an imaginary chair. Use your hands. Lengthen up through the spine. Sit up tall, stacking the shoulders over the hips. Keep pressing your left hip into the floor. If you're still not feeling a stretch and you do want to go deeper, you can come into double pigeon by bringing the left foot over to the right side of the mat, bending both knees and bringing the shins to stack one on top of the other. And if that still isn't a stretch, you can start to fold forward over the legs. So no one posture is better than the others. Just making sure that you are actively feeling a stretch in your pose, and once you reach that point of sensation, you can stop there. Never judging, never putting pressure on yourself to go further. Keep a deep flex in the right ankle. You want your right toes to draw towards the right shin. And if you're all the way down in double pigeon, start to find your way up into seated. And if the left leg is bent, you're going to extend it long. And slide the right leg to meet the left. And take a few little circles with the ankles. And both directions. We'll set up for the opposite side. So for the opposite side, we're going to bend the left knee. Start to show the inseam of the left pant leg up towards the sky. And slide the sole of your left foot to the inside of your right leg. Take a few moments to adjust your hips however you need. We're going to aim for the center between our two legs, reach up. And exhale, fold forward, work towards a flat spine here. Releasing your fingertips maybe onto the floor. Keep the right toes pointing up towards the sky, maybe even towards the pinky toe side of the foot. I'm looking for a stretch here into the right thigh muscles. If you're feeling it in the low back, it could be a sign that you're going a little bit too far or that you're starting to round through your spine. Every breath in, find some length. Every breath out, maybe a little depth. Watch for any discomfort in the low back. We're going to start to walk our fingertips over to frame the right leg. Keep your right toes pulled towards your face. And we continue to press firmly through the left hip into the mat. Don't worry about touching your forehead to your shin here. Instead, reach the heart beyond your toes. Making sure that both the left and right shoulder are equal distance from the floor. Back through center. Rise back up all the way. And we're going to come into our seated pigeon pose on this side. So pick up your left foot and place it on top of the right thigh. You can use your hands behind you to lift up through your chest. Again, option for a prop underneath the left knee. Just check in. Maybe you're already feeling a stretch. Stay here. Or you can start to bend your right knee. Walking the right heel a little bit closer towards the right hip. Really firmly grounding down through your right hip. Looking for a stretch into the outer left glute area. If the right knee is bent, you can play with the weight on the big toe mound, the pinky toe side of the right foot. Watching for any discomfort in the knee joint at any time, please come out. If you're still not feeling the stretch, option to come into your double pigeon, stacking the shins one on top of the other. Both ankles are flexed with the toes drawn to your shins. Maybe you fold forward over your shins. Looking for whatever depth works best in your body today. And knowing that it may be different from side to side and every day. If you're all the way down in double pigeon, start to come up. Finding your way into seated. And if you're in seated pigeon with the leg bent, you can extend it long. Allow the left foot to join the right. Just take some exaggerated circles with your toes. Making sure to circle in both directions. Bring a bend into your knees. A little sway of the knees from side to side. As you come through center, we're going to lower down onto our backs with the knees bent. When the knees are bent, start to walk your feet to the edges of your mat and let the knees tip into touch. Your arms are resting at your sides, the palms face up. And just taking a few moments to allow your low back to reset. This is a great alternative to Shavasana if you have low back sensitivities. It's uncomfortable lying on your back. Start to heel toe your feet towards one another. Reach your right foot up towards the sky. Turn the right toes to the right side of the room. Bend the right knee. Bring the pinky toe edge onto the right thigh, or left thigh rather. Creating your figure four shape with your legs. Again, just noticing each time we come into this variation of pigeon pose, how it feels different from the time before. Maybe you're able to find a little more depth. Maybe you're not quite feeling the stretch this time compared to last. Keep the left foot on the floor this time. The hips are even. We're going to start to tip over onto the pinky toe edge of the left foot. So we're keeping that figure four shape with the legs. We're setting the left knee over to the left. Lifting the sole of the left foot off of the floor as it faces the right side of the room. The sole of the right foot is now facing the floor, the left side of your mat. You can even step down onto the ground if you prefer. Arms are at your sides. Start to direct the right knee towards the left toes. The sole of the right foot continues to face the floor. Maybe it stays pressing down into the mat as you reach the right knee away from your left shoulder. Come back through center. Release the right foot onto the mat. Left foot this time reaches up. And the toes to the left. The pinky toe side of your left foot comes onto the right thigh. Take your reclined pigeon pose on the left. Just pausing for a second in the center. Taking notes of any changes from when you first landed in this pose at the beginning of your practice. And then as you hold on to that position of your legs, that figure four shape, we're going to start to send the right knee over to the right side. Lifting the left hip up off of the mat. The sole of the left foot begins to face the floor. Maybe it's able to come all the way down. Remembering that there's always the option to use your props to bring the floor closer to you. It's okay if your right knee does not reach the floor. Keep a deep flex in both ankles. With the sole of the left foot continuing to face the floor, start to send the left knee away from your shoulders. Breathing into the stretch, creating space with every breath in, and some softness with every breath out. Come back through center. The left foot join the right on the floor. And extend your legs long to the bottom of your mat. Adjusting your hips, find your neutral. Adjusting your legs. Taking any last minute movements that you need to find comfort here in stillness. Allow your shoulder blades to tuck beneath you. Bring your chin in slightly towards your chest to lengthen up the back of the neck. Do a gentle scan of your body, from the tip of your toes to the top of the head, and all of the tissues between. Just noticing any subtle areas of tension, of effort, where you may still be holding on. Are you clenching or gripping? Can you soften those areas? Let go of all effort and simply surrender to breath. Allowing the gentle rise and fall of your body to be movement enough. Without trying to control its rhythm or its rate. You're simply observing the breath as it moves through your body. Allowing the sounds around you to begin to drift away, until all that remains is the sound of your own breath. It passes in and out through your nose. The eyes are closed to eliminate any visual distraction. And simply allow yourself to be present here on your mat. I encourage you to stay here on your mat for as long as you have available to you. Letting your breath be the tool for your mind to land on. Reduce distractions, frustrations. When you do feel ready to get up and go, do so slowly and mindfully. Knowing that that breath is yours, even off of your mat, whenever you choose to tune into it. With such gratitude as always. Namaste.